Alright, so welcome to this little tutorial on RhinoGrasshopper. And Rhino is a 3D modeling software and has a plugin called Grasshopper, which is a node-based algorithmic software. And through Grasshopper you can design using algorithmic techniques and generative, parametric, and I will give you a brief or small demonstration on how that works. So let's say, for example, we have two curves like the ones we're creating now, and we're going to create another one. And so this is the workspace of Rhino, while this is the canvas where you write your graphic script, which is Grasshopper, inside of Grasshopper. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to reference these geometries, these two curves, inside of Grasshopper. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to take this first curve and reference it to this guy. And then we're going to take another curve, component, actually parameter, and we're going to reference it here. Alright, so now what we can do is we can go ahead and activate the points for these two curves, and you'll notice that I can, as I play with my geometry inside of Rhino, it's still being referenced within Grasshopper. And how we can further illustrate that is if we were to say, for example, we can divide each curve by a number of points. We can do the same thing here for this guy over here. And I'm just going to leave them with the same count number of points. And what we can do is we can hook these up with a line. So what would happen is the more points we have, the more lines we will generate, because what we're doing is we're taking this curve and this second curve, these two curves, this curve and this curve, and we're telling Grasshopper to divide each curve by a certain number of points. And then afterwards what we're doing is we're taking these points from this list and this list, or from this curve and this curve, and well, what happened here? And we're joining them using line component. Alright, so another thing we can do is we can create an arc, these 2 points, and we need to specify, I'm just going to hide the lines for a bit, and I'm going to decrease my division. Alright, and we're going to set an axis. We're going to use the z-axis for this. So now we have about 19 arcs, and we have the radius for each arc. So if we wanted to, we could easily cut out these radii and or these arcs and fabricate this shape or this form. But the nice thing about it is that if we were to go back and to change the number of points or the geometry that governs or controls these arcs, all the geometry would follow. All the geometry we created in Grasshopper would still follow. Another thing we can do is we could take these arcs and we could divide them into more points, We'll also put a number slider on there so that we know exactly how many. We control the resolution of our arcs, the arcs we create. I'm going to just hide them for a moment. And what we can do is, instead of having geometry or our arcs going this way or curves going this way, we can have new curves going in another direction. So we're going to use a NURBS component. NURBS. And we're not getting them. We're actually getting them, but we're not getting them in the direction that we're hoping for. So you see those, there are sort of two arcs overlapping each other, slightly overlapping each other. The way we can fix that is by flipping the direction in which these arcs are, or these points are arranged. And there we have our surface. And if we were to hide our arcs one more time, we would see that this is the surface we would generate, just from these two simple curves. But obviously we can go in and change our arcs, the radii of our arcs, and we could generate a surface from this guy. Just need to look at how these curves are organized. Alright, and then let's loft. We need another. It's just the way. And what we could do is we could have this using straight curves. And once we have this in place, we could go ahead and bake that geometry back to Rhino. And now we have the surface that was generated from these two curves and arcs, divided arcs. And what we could do is we could explode the surface and take each surface on its own, and we could do an unrolled surface. And finally, after we've done all of these guys, we could generate or fabricate our curvy surface here. Well, for now, this is just going to be a basic introduction into Grasshopper. Hopefully in the future we're going to be able to organize maybe a course or a series of videos where I can show you in a more structured manner how to use Grasshopper. Thanks for watching, and looking forward to hearing your comments and your whatever information or questions you have. Please feel free to contact us or get in touch. All right, bye-bye.